What's up, guys? Jimmy here with another Lots of Games video. Before I get started, I first and foremost want to thank all of you guys for your fantastic support and feedback, your comments. Like for instance, this comment saying, Jimmy, what's up with your shelves? I have been trying to do some more organizing. It was getting a little out of hand, so trying to get it better than what it was. So thank you for that. Another comment actually I got the other day was this one, talking about how this person felt that the audio was poor and that I needed a mic. So I did get a mic a little while back, a few months ago. And I actually had that mic for the Bloodborne review. I was, at a desk, and it was gameplay over the mic. So I've got here the mic for the audio today. A lot of you guys are saying, Jimmy, just have it up here. But I don't want it in the shot. Maybe I'll have a boom or something. But bit by bit, I want to just continue to improve things for you guys. Now, I know there's a topic at hand, of course, that you guys want me to talk about. But one of the things that I first want to tell you guys that I haven't really told a whole lot of people, but the past several years, I've had my eye on a camera. I wanted to upgrade. Pretty much most of the time I've been on YouTube, I've been using a flip HD camera, which has worked out great, but I wanted something better for you guys. Honestly, I wanted something with better visuals, better visual quality, and I've had my eye for the longest time on a Canon 5D Mark II camera, and I for one reason or another, I was just captivated by that video footage. But of course, had my eye on it for several years because it's a pretty expensive camera, a pretty big investment. But I honestly, guys, I fought tooth and nail. And after several years, I'm happy to say that I finally was able to get this camera, 5D Mark II, and I'm so happy. I'm still learning the settings. It's a much more difficult to learn camera than just the pick up and shoot flip camera, and I'm hoping to increase the quality of my videos in the future. So thank you first and foremost for your support, for your feedback, and for subscribing. I really, really do appreciate it. And I, again, hope to continue to hone and improve the videos that I create for you. Now, the subject at hand. There is an article today, GameSpot News talked about on how the FCC registered on how the Sony PlayStation 4 is going to have two new models. And one of the models is going to have a 500 gigabyte hard drive like this one right here. I'm not exactly sure what other features. I guess we'll maybe learn in the not too distant future what's included for this one. But the second PlayStation 4 console is going to have a 1 terabyte hard drive, which is good. Don't get me wrong. I think it's fantastic especially for those gamers out there that might not have that big of a collection down the road. And I wanted to talk about this in my point of view because this is honestly something that's really been bothering me past several months. The PS4 hasn't even been out for 2 years. I'm not exactly sure why the Xbox One and PS4 for this long time have had 500 gigabyte hard drives when a lot of gamers like to download their games onto their hard drives. Now, here's the thing that's really been bothering me, guys, is that one thing that the PS4 does not have, that the Xbox One and PC do have, is that the PS4 currently does not allow you to use an external hard drive to put your games on, to download games, whether it's from the PlayStation Network, or if you have a game that needs to, has 10, 20, 30 gigabytes that needs to go on the hard drive, you cannot put it on that hard drive. But the Xbox One and the PC do. For instance, on Steam, the PC that I had built, I quickly learned that Steam deals, summer deals, were pretty awesome, pretty sweet, and that one wimpy terabyte hard drive quickly filled up. So I got an external hard drive 1 or 2 years ago. It's a 2 terabyte hard drive, and I've been able to put my Steam games on it. It's fantastic. I love it. You can do that with the Xbox One as well. I'm not sure. I'm guessing Sony has piracy concerns or copyright concerns or games. I don't know what the deal is, but for one reason or another, you cannot hook up an external hard drive to your PS4. And the problem though is that for the most part, external hard drives are a lot less expensive than internal hard drives. You can upgrade your hard drive on your PS4, but it's a lot more expensive than if you, say for instance, just hooked up an external hard drive. Now, here's the thing. I showed you guys, this is my big concern, okay? So you have the PS4, 500 gigabyte hard drive. After you're talking about the operating system, you're only down to about 400 gigabytes to work with, okay? Okay, so you have 400 gigabytes to work with. I have here, right here, 10 PS4 games. Now, the games, they vary dramatically. Let me give you an example. Shadow Warrior, an excellent first-person shooter, which actually has a decent length campaign, and it's 1080p, it's 60 frames per second, but this is actually, you only need less than 7 gigabytes on your hard drive for Shadow Warrior. Okay, now contrast that with Assassin's Creed Unity. Okay, Assassin's Creed Unity after the patches is around, gosh, I think it's over or around 55 gigabytes. So I understand not a lot of games are over 50 gigabytes, but say for instance you do have 10 Assassin's Creed Unities, you can't put that on your 400 gigabyte hard drive, okay, for one reason or another. Well, I found with my PS4 collection, unfortunately, I can only have at one time anywhere from 12 to 17 PS4 games on my console, which I think is pretty lame. Now, Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, it's great if they sell lots of consoles, but let's be honest here. Where Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo make lots of money isn't through the selling of the consoles. It's selling the games. You know, if a lot of people buy the consoles, they get 2 to 4 games, that's good. But you know what? That's nothing compared to the idiots like me who are buying 60, 70, 80, 100 games for the console, 100 plus games for the console. Now, I do understand that you can swap out your hard drive in your PS4, the internal hard drive. You can swap it out and put in a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte, or if you have like some type of modifications, you can even get it larger for the 3.5 hard drives, 3.5 inch hard drives. I think you can get it, I don't know, 6, 8 terabytes. If you've got like, they sell like attachments. Nyko is actually going to be making something where you can have a 3.5 inch hard drive and put that in there. But one of my concerns, what about things like the PT demo? I don't really honestly know a whole lot about this, so please tell me, can I in fact put my PS4 hard drive information on my desktop, put in a new internal hard drive, then put that information? I don't even know. This is just crazy talk. Things like the PT demo, I cannot re-download it off the PlayStation Network store. And this is just super hokey. I can't even believe I'm thinking about this. Putting information on my desktop. I know some of you guys might do this type of stuff all the time, but what a hassle. I mean, Sony, do you want gamers to go through hassles for making you money? Okay, that's what it basically comes down to. You know that gamers are making you money hand over fist when they're buying dozens of games, okay? Especially a third party, like say for instance Call of Duty games. You just publish the game on your console and you get a cut of that game. It's fantastic. So the problem is basically what it comes down to, 500 gigabyte hard drive for the PS4, certainly not enough. And the 1 terabyte hard drive, while good, is definitely not enough when you're talking about the games in the future that are just going to continue increase in size. Now, we saw this with the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 in the sense that they started off, like the Xbox 360 started off at like, they had one model that didn't even have a hard drive, but they had the first hard drive available was a 20 gigabyte hard drive. And I think the first PS3, I don't know, what was it? It was 30, 60 gigabytes, but it continued to increase as time went on. But I really feel that starting off at 500 or even a terabyte just isn't enough, especially for gamers who like to download their games on PlayStation Network. Now, a lot of you guys out there might be saying, hey, Jimmy, it's not a big deal if they just download the game. They can re-download it if they need to erase it. If their hard drive is getting too full and they get a new game, they can just delete some games off their hard drive. Well, that's fine and dandy if you've got lightning fast internet. Most people in the world, I feel their internet isn't that great. If you're in a major city, you probably have pretty good luck for the most part. of having options of having super fast internet. I kind of live out in the middle of the nowhere. I recently had no internet for a couple months, and I was uploading YouTube's video, my videos at a family member's house, but I recently got internet. A lot of gamers out there don't have lightning fast internet, and I think in some cases where the games are super large on the PS4 network or the PlayStation network, that in some cases, if they have kind of slower internet, it might take 1 to 2 days of constant downloading to just put that on their hard drive. And so this is what I'm basically getting at. Gamers out there that might not have that great of access of getting games, but they can maybe download it off the PlayStation Network. Their internet isn't the best, but they have a decent collection, but they kind of have to pick and choose what they want on their hard drive. It's just a big hassle problem for me. A lot of you guys might not bother. I'm probably whining about this. You guys are probably sick about hearing about this, but I really do feel that if you gamers out there are going to have a collection on the PS4 of 20, 30, 50, 60, 80 games, 100 plus games by the end of the cycle, that you shouldn't have to worry about the hard drive. That should be the last thing on your mind, okay? And if you want to just snap on or plug in a much less expensive external hard drive when you're talking about internal hard drives, you should be able to do so. I'm really hoping that Sony changes their policy in the not too distant future about allowing you to have an external hard drive. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, guys, on this. And if you guys actually have a PS4 and you upgraded your internal hard drive, let me know in the comment section below about content, putting it somewhere else in the meantime, or do you download everything? I know in terms of the saves can be in the cloud. So anyway, guys, as with the title, in my opinion, 1 terabyte, while good, isn't nearly enough when you're talking about gamers that are going to have collections 30, 40, 50 games. Like I had mentioned, 12 to 15 games, and I'm maxed out on the amount of games I have to have. I kind of have to pick and choose which ones I have. I'll have to delete one, put another one on. Anyway, guys, just a few thoughts there. And as always, thanks so much for watching and your support. I'll talk to you later.